All right, good morning traders. Welcome to the All Markets webinar. And we're going to go through live order flow. All right, good morning. Using Bookmap and looking at the participants' behavior, understanding it, putting it into context to give us an edge. Let's go through the disclosures and then we'll jump in here. General disclosure, all Bookmap Limited materials, information, and presentations are for educational purposes only and should not be considered specific investment advice nor recommendations. Risk disclosure, trading futures, equities, and digital currencies involves substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. All right, so let's jump in here and take a look at Bookmap. The ES here. So we'll start here with the ES. If you have any questions about some other instruments, no problem. We'll take a look. And we're going to just go through this exercise here of the market timing. We talked about this last week and the week before in this opening range breakout trade strategy. That happens right around this time at the 9:30 cash open, as you can see, and the price movement since that. So in fact, I'm going to jump over from this version of Bookmap here from the ES to the TraderMap Lite version or TraderMap Pro version. We'll go with the TraderMap Lite version here. We're going to take a look at the heat map here. This is better. This is free to everybody who has CME group futures. It will work very nicely. It's a bot remover, and you can very quickly and easily just add it here. TraderMap Lite. There are no settings for it. Just add it, and it'll open up this instrument here, and it says at TraderMap Lite right here. And you're good to go. Now, it was asked in the Bookmap Academy meeting, what's the difference between that and the TraderMap Pro version? Let me show you. So you can also open this up with the TraderMap Pro version. Okay? And there is another way to filter here. So here's TraderMap Lite, here's TraderMap Pro. TraderMap Pro is an add-on within the MBO bundle, market by order bundle with the stops and icebergs. Okay, so let's open up this one, and you can see that there's a sensitivity filter in here. So if we create a new one here and I add a new filter, the bot remover, then I have this sensitivity slider here. Okay, so that's the big difference, right? So you can really kind of filter more here if you want. And that's the difference between the two, and that is the only difference, right? So either or, it doesn't matter. You can see whatever is kind of cleaner for you. This one actually looks a little cleaner. Maybe we'll go with this one here. The other one is free. All right, so just note the difference here. So you can see it right on this chart here. So there's a little bit more kind of filtering in here. If we look at this one here, it's a little bit cleaner, right? With the sensitivity filter. All right, so let's go with this one then. All right, and now stops and icebergs on chart will work here if you want, and also subchart. Well, that will not work at the moment. Okay, but we can get stops and icebergs on chart. Cannot trade from this version yet, but we will be able to soon. Right, so it is in the works, as I'd mentioned last week. Anyway, let's jump in here and see if there's any questions to begin with, and go through some of these concerns. Good morning, everybody. All right, good morning, Rob, Hector. Oh, great, and Alan, excellent. The importance of front running. yeah, we can talk about that, Alan, as well. Thanks for the content here. Alan's part of the Bookmap Academy and had created this markup chart markup here, and you can see that he was interested in front running some of this liquidity in here, right? And now he's looking at a Bitcoin trade here. right? So anyway, let's jump into the ES chart here and continue on. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, first off, 9:30 cash open, everything changes here. You can see my CVD. I also reset it here at 9:30. So it's only reset to 0 and then gives me the CVD from that point onward. And the volume picks up so dramatically in here that it's like a different instrument, basically. Now, that said, the highs and lows from the overnight session matter. And we want to understand the relationship of those traders in the context here. So let's take a look at this opening drive. And this is very typical. We had spoken about this last week. 9:30 cash open, the move to the upside, retest, another move to the upside, and then we can see this back and forth in here. And then finally, though, we can see that more sellers coming in, high liquidity here on the offer, less liquidity on the bid, and then we see the sellers take it down. Okay, so and where do they go? Into high liquidity that is down here, right around the 56.50 figure. And we dip below it, but now we're seeing buyers back up above it. Okay, so let's take a look at that relative volume of this move down here, and we're going to take a look at some higher time frame levels as well. Okay, because this is just about the time where we can we might get a continuation here for a bit. That's to be determined. But around 10 to 10:30, after this initial move here, many times we have a reversal. And then we get the continuation after 10:30, 10:30, 11, somewhere around there. And that's what we want to determine here, right? So instead of getting caught up in this, this big move and everyone's on, going short in these areas here, we're going to be looking at the order flow to give us insight, right? So yeah, we're still seeing more sellers coming in so far and breaking the swing here low of the day. So more sellers. So we're still looking for continuation to the downside. Okay, we're still in a downtrend, but we're starting to note. Look at the volume starting to come in here. Relative. Look at the bars. Look at the dots. Relatively here, it's starting to pick up a little bit. So this is getting interesting. We're still in a downtrend, and we have not broken the structure here. With the swings. So this swing up here is still intact. So there are still sellers in here. And now there's more sellers in here. So they are in control, and they move the market just around this point here, around 10:08 earlier. Okay, we had some data here at 10 a.m. As well. Okay, so low volume pullback so far, and let's see if we come back up here. I'm still looking for sellers to come back in and try to drive it back down. Okay, there's some exhaustion. There's some sellers. Okay, let's see if we can get a retest here. A bit more selling. All right, there we go. So sellers, we'd be looking for our next target down here around 47. Okay, just to 47, right? Trying to keep things simple. And this is the structure of the market, and we're reading the volume and the liquidity within it. Let me see if there's any questions over here. Oh, okay. So you had missed it, Alan, and put it in your checklist. Yeah, there you go. Put it in your checklist. That's exactly right. Exactly, Alan. So that checklist is I think we've determined that it really helps to have that checklist. All right, let's see here. So yeah, still more sellers than buyers, but like we said, we're starting to note that buying coming in here, and we do not see any disruption yet of the downtrend. Okay, so we still go with it. So we actually, you can see here now, for Rob and Alan or other guys, like an all in, all out strategy that we've talked about, you would be taking some off down here, or you'd be out basically down here. Now you wouldn't get too much out of it, but you're building some confidence and a little bit of money along the way. So you know, this, your sell would be somewhere around in here where we saw those sellers come back in, and we were looking for 47. However, the easy target is just around here where those buyers broke this small structure and then went to the upside. Okay, so that's where we can take some money. And now you don't get much out of it, but you can understand though market structure, volume, and liquidity, and then just move on to the next trade. Okay, so and get good at it. Right, and then we can, once you get you know, build up some confidence in that, it is the same structure that you're looking for in these bigger trades. It's exactly the same thing. Okay, so you know, your bigger pullback would be maybe back up to, you know, 56 up here or something like that. Okay, or maybe you're getting involved in here like we were looking at here, and then you're holding for a runner, taking maybe some off, or maybe you're holding. But this is, again, like, first things first, look for that high probability setup and then take your money and move to the next. Okay, and then you can look at the bigger picture after. Okay, so now we're down below the figure here that we're looking at, and likely big stop run down below here, and this would be, I mean, we're still in that downtrend, right? But this would be a good place to take some off as well, and then wait and see, because we know that a lot of times we start to see this buying come back in here, and we get that kind of 1030 10 to 1030 reversal. All right, so let's take a look at our bigger picture here on the daily, hourly, and 15-minute. On the daily, it's an inside day. It actually kind of broke out a little bit here, but it has failed for the day, and we're back inside here. Okay, the hourly, it filled the gap here, as you can see, opening at the top of the range, and yeah, see this red candle filled the gap, and now we're going to take a look further. So a 15-minute chart also looks pretty good. Filled that gap, and we still see some selling down below it here. Okay, so if we continue to see those sellers come in, we're looking for 37 to 32, somewhere around in this zone here, and then we can mark that up here over Bookmap. So let's, in fact, let's do that. In fact, let's we'll open it up in another column here, and insert a column, and I'm going to take it. I'm going to put it over here, and I'm going to right-click in here. I'm going to make it a notes column, a custom notes column, and let's look at our 37. What was it? 37 to 32. Yeah. Okay. It's good. And note will be previous swing zone down to 32. All right, something like that. keep an eye out. Let's see here. Beginning of session looks like double top. Yeah, well, we don't know yet, Hector. That's why we're going to we're just going to read the order flow and the participants, and sellers are in control right now. Okay, and we're going to go with it until we see something else. Right? We don't know what the bigger picture, you know, where it might go. We have our zones down here. We've already filled the gap. We've already gone down below 56.50. And we're still finding sellers. So, you know, we're going to watch though, and see, because this is exactly the type of thing we can see here is like maybe some buyers will come in here. They'll break the structure. They'll come back up to 52 and maybe also 56 or 57 up here. Right? That's what we want to determine, instead of like, you know, we see a bigger day for the double top or whatever. We don't know the direction yet. So we're going to let the participants' behavior give us deeper insight to that. Okay, because you can see, for example, this minor trend line is being broken. Okay, so let's take a look at it here. Okay, and then if we do see those buyers come in, we see the order books flip and change, then we're looking for a move back up to yeah, our swing at 52 or so, and we look at this other trend line, and we're looking for this liquidity up here to transact, or we want to look at the context up here. And this volume in here, okay, so we do see the transaction right here, right? And so these sellers were met with buyers, and we're starting to see the buying mount here. Okay, so yeah, we're seeing even more now. So let's zoom in here a little closer, take a look. Okay, so some buying, some buying. Now the question is, this buying in here, are they taking control and going back up into the levels we just spoke of? Or is this going to be trapped volume here on the buy side that will turn into sellers down below? It looks like, there we go. We got a flip in the order book here. It is our buyers coming in here. They are starting to get some momentum here. So we're looking for that momentum to continue back up to 52 and maybe up to this trend line up here, 54. Okay, so let's take a look also where it might go in here. I mean, look at you know, this move right here, some pretty heavy selling very quickly in here. If your TPOs, you know, you're going to look at some single prints in there. Obviously in the volume pressure or, you know, volume profile, you're going to see just a low volume nodes in here. So maybe we need to come, this is where we're going to see these buyers auction back up into here as a potential zone. And because it went through that very, very quickly. So let's see, we're getting our pullback here from that buy side. All right, let's see if we can get our buyers back up here again above 50. And then we look for this continuation here. Yeah, starting to unfold. And no, sellers down below in here, but I'm still not convinced by these sellers moving that market right now. They just traded into 47 liquidity here, and I don't think it's over quite yet. I think this is just some back and forth here. And let's see here. Let's see if we get our buyers back up above this 48 and a half pivot here. Let's see, is there anything else that you guys want to look at here? Oh, thanks, Stephen, for putting that blue jacket and Bookmap Academy in there. That's great. Yeah, we had a good meeting last Thursday. Yeah, no, Hector, you're looking for a breakout opportunity. I did not see it. I saw the breakdown earlier. I mean, with what we were just covering, but this looks again like we're looking for that move, opening drive, opening range, and this fits it really nicely. Okay, so now we're kind of waiting and watching in here to see, with these buyers coming back in now at this point. This is very typical of a reversal. Now I just don't see it unfolding quite yet. But you start to see these pockets of buying coming in, and now we're going to be looking for on this back and forth down here. Are we going to get a reversal? Right. So the first thing we'll look for is liquidity at a higher level in here. We're getting that. Okay, that's looking pretty good. You can see that they're bidding up 45 here, 46 and 47. And then here the sellers still pushing. It's just making an equal low here, and we're going to see if the sellers take control again here, and then continue on down to our 37 and 32 level here, right? So that's the question, and we're just kind of waiting and watching in here. Sellers coming in with some pretty strong volume at the moment. Okay, so this was maybe all we got here out of that counter trend. Okay, so let's see here. If we get another test down here, we see more selling coming in. I think we got it. I think the sellers, there they go. Okay, so let's see these sellers try to move it down now. That looks like we're going to get our continuation move down into our zone that we're looking for. High liquidity along the way, 42, 40, and then maybe down into our 37 level here. Okay, you can see some liquidity coming in around this 36 level here. Okay, so now we're looking for that continuation. Right. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Slowdown. All right. See how, I mean, we tried to stay away from, we were looking for this move to the upside in here, and it looks like they were taking control, and we're looking for 52. We didn't even actually get to 52 swing here. and it just petered out, and then we found more sellers. Now we're looking for the sellers to continue to move. I hope this is making sense here. This was the read in here, and trying to understand if that we're going to get that kind of counter trend type of reversal here. And this is, we just saw it fail. Okay, so sellers, still more selling pressure coming in. Okay, so now we're looking at our bigger picture zone in here, 37 to 32. Let's see, MU, or oh boy, you want to look at MU. Okay, let's jump in. Let's take a quick look here. DX feed, MU. Okay. All right, guys. So this is, we're still with this direction here, right? Still going with it. So 40 is traded. Now we're looking for our 37. And this liquidity here is the target, this down here around 36. Okay, that's your zone. Now, that said, I want to mention something in here. As we've talked about this many times, like, it just traded into high liquidity down here, a lot of selling. Now let's look at this context, some selling below too, so there's still more selling pressure. Typically though, around areas of high liquidity like this, we get a pullback. This is very, very typical, right? So this could offer a potential entry, when you're looking for a pullback, and that pullback maybe up to like 42 up here, something like that. And it's hard to kind of splice into pullback sometimes, because you don't know how shallow or deep the pullback is going to be. Right? So, but this is the pullback kind of strategy where you're looking at high liquidity transacting, and you know that a lot of buyers are covering or buying in these areas in here, and you see this kind of back and forth in here. Right? That's why we're always targeting high liquidity. Right? So to see this pullback occur right now is not out of the question at all. It's anticipated. Okay. Now we want to look at the volume within that pullback as well. Okay, and get some understanding within the context here. Okay, so you can see the back and forth in here right now after trading into this level here. Okay, so we got some buying, we got our pullback, and now let's take a look at the order book, and we'll take a look at the volume here. Okay, a bit more on the book here on the bid. All right, let's see if we can get our sellers in here again. Here at 39, and then we'll get look for that breakdown into our zone. There we go. Okay, into 37, high liquidity here. This would be my take profit. Okay, and look for the next trade. Now, that said, now taking profits in these areas, at least taking some off in here, because of what we just mentioned in here. Usually, let's just go, we'll go through it and take a look at it. High liquidity transacting, pullback. High liquidity transacting, pullback. Okay, so now, you know, if you're all in, all out, or you know, maybe scaling out and looking for the next trade, then this is a good strategy. Now, on the other hand, if you're holding for longer term, well, maybe you're looking for the next zone, the next level. It really depends on how much you're risking, how much you're, how wide are your stops, etc. Okay, because there's still momentum to the downside here. Now, this liquidity here, all it did was kind of slow it down a little bit, and then you see more selling come back in. Let's take a look at this and go back in history here, and we can kind of, this is a very quick and easy way to start to understand these levels of liquidity and the reaction, this context. Okay. Well, high liquidity traded here, but there was more selling pressure down into this liquidity. Then we got to pull back, and note where it went to as well, back to where this liquidity transacted. And let's continue on. Okay, high liquidity, does it really transact in there? Not really. Okay, we're looking at this level there. Okay, so we did get the transaction, and this is a stop run through that area here. And then we didn't get really a pullback on this one, right? But we're likely going to get one on this one here, and we do. So we can start to look at some of these patterns and understand some of this behavior in here, and this will help your trading. Okay, so here we got a blaze through on very high volume, but in the next level here, we get a pullback. Okay, and let's see these areas in here. Actually, we get a pullback too. Okay, and let's see if we blaze through this one. No, we don't. We get a pullback even in these areas here. Okay, and let's continue on. So this is where we're looking for that potential reversal, and then we got our answer here. Okay, now again, sellers going through these areas of high liquidity. Now we're looking for a pullback. Okay, get a very small one here, get our continuation. So you can use this to start to manage your trades and expectations. Now look at this very deep pullback here. Look at the volume picking up in here. Now we made it to our zone too, right? So maybe this is the reversal that now we were looking for earlier. Okay, does that make sense? Because here's our zone. This is our zone that we marked up here. We traded into it and a bit through it. Let's look at the higher time frame picture. Here it is here. Now we're seeing, you know, some profit taking and some buyers maybe entering to try to get it back up into these levels up here. Right now, the hourly and the daily is a little different picture right now. It still looks like a lot of momentum to the downside to me. So this is maybe the same idea in here in a bigger picture, that maybe this is just a pause here, and then we're looking for a continuation down into the next swing down here around 5604 or something like that. Okay, so now let's take a look at the structure and order flow here to give us insight to that. Okay, so let's see here, buyers transacting into high liquidity in these areas in here. I'm looking for a pullback now on the sell side, okay, because buyers are moving it now in this small time frame here. So let's look for some sellers. Let's look at transacting into these levels here. Okay, now the big question here is this the pullback on back up to here on the sell side, or is this the reversal that we're looking for and buyers to come back in? So I'm actually looking for buyers to trade up into this 40 level here, and maybe a bit further. Okay, but we'll take a look here. And while we're waiting here, let's take a look at MU and jump over at see what's happening here. Okay, pretty similar chart on the move down, and into high liquidity here at 98, a little bit below it. Look at the selling down here, very little. It's starting to find some buyers. All right, let's see if we can get a few more buyers in here, or you get sellers down below it. I'm still looking on buy side here on MU, and maybe transact up into these levels here, back to 98, 98.50 or 70, somewhere around up in here, 60. Okay, we've broken this structure here. Let's take a quick look in here. So we're between high areas of liquidity here at 98.16, 98.35. If we can get a bit more buying, okay, they're starting to. And some selling though. All right, there we go. The bid's starting to look a little bit better. I want to see these guys pull here on the offer. These are the buyers we're looking for. And let's see them try to move it back up into 50 here, or 60, right? 60, 70, 78. Not yet. Okay, bid is still strong though. Okay, now the offer is starting to show, and they're starting to pull some of that liquidity here. Okay, kind of a hard read at the moment. Let's see if we can, sellers may take it down below this 15, but so far this has been support, and then we're looking for our buyers back up above it here. Okay, that's not enough, but let's see if we can get a bit more. And if we can, then we're back to these levels here, 50, 70, 80. Hard read here. I just don't see enough buyers yet to justify it. And let's jump back to our Trader Map Pro. Kind of similar here. All right, here's some exhaustion. There's our buyers. Okay, so let's see if they can take it now. I'm looking for these buyers to take it back up to 41, 42 here. Okay, relative volume is not bad. The bars, look at the dots compared to them over here on the sell side, right? So that's why we're looking for this move back up into like 42 or so. Okay, we've traded into our higher time frame zone. We noted the volume trading down here. There's more buyers in here, and we see the move back up. We see a pullback, and now we get more buyers again. And so our target would be up around this 42, and maybe we can get up even higher, 46, 47 up here. I really like this 45 area actually. Okay, we're going to get our answer here pretty quickly, I think. I'm still looking for another retest back up here, to be honest. There's some exhaustion. And on the sell side, all right, let's see if we can get the buyers back up here. Okay, this would be a nice little trap on the sell side. So we'd be looking for the buyers up here. We're not getting them there. There's some. Okay, so let's see if we can get a squeeze now to back up to our swing high here, and then maybe our 42 level. No. And again, like this is not, we're just reading the order flow in here and looking at market structure, volume, and the order flow, the limit buy and sell orders. Okay. If there's something really good or really more likely to unfold, then we'll mention that. It looks higher probability. This is not right now. This is pretty choppy. Okay. We don't really know. Okay, but we're going to read it nonetheless. Okay, so each swing in here, we can start to read it. Now this is kind of starting to change and shift in here. Now either the buyers show up here, or else we're going back down again. It's been, the buyers have not shown interest to take this higher yet. Okay, now we don't know if they, maybe come in hand over fist here and trade back up to 37 in even more volume on the buy side. But right now, we're not seeing buyers here, and we're seeing a little bit here. Okay, so nothing really clear at the moment. Get our sellers here at 35, starts to break down, then we're looking for 30. Okay, so anyway, we're again just waiting and watching here, reading the structure and the order flow here. For those of you that are candlestick traders, let's add the candlesticks on here for a minute. And let's see, which one do I have here? Whoops, not Anchor View app. Hold on. I got a 1 minute. Let's look at a 5 minute. Okay. And let's get rid of that Anchor View app in here. Second. Okay, so see the trap and look at the volume here on the buy side. Okay, back up to the top of the range. Now, again, it still holds true though, even with your candlesticks here. If you get the buyers up here, we're looking for it to come back up to not only 42 now. I think they've got enough momentum now and enough sellers in here trapped to get a nice move up into like 45, 46, something like that. Mentioned, I think this 45 looks really good here. In fact, let me move this line down from here to 45. So, okay. All right, let's see it then, buyers. Let's see a stronger bid in here. And let's see if they can pull on the offer a little bit and see these buyers come back in. Okay, bid looks pretty good. Starting to shape up. All right, let's see it, buyers. Let's see if you can get. We're looking for first up here. We got to get up to 40, so it'd be a very small move up into 40. We're looking for our buyers to show up right here, right now. Trade up to 40, and then let's see if we can get our breakout. So this would be kind of that cup and handle type of pattern in here. Which all it means is strong buying, some back and forth in here. And then another move in here, strong buying, a pullback, and then we're looking for a breakout here. Okay, that's the cup and handle pattern in here, and it just means that the pullback is more shallow here on that handle part. There's our exhaustion. Now we're looking for our buyers right here, 38 or 39 here, 38 3/4. And let's see if we can get a short squeeze out of it. All right, there's some buyers. All right, buyers, let's see you move it now. Now we're looking for them to move it. Okay, back up to the top of the range. More buying at top of the range here. Again, looking for that, and then the squeeze. Now we can't even get back up to the top of the range here. Not yet. Sellers right back in. Kurt, would you consider current bottom fairly weak? No, this was not bad. I mean, like at this swing down here, I just don't see a lot of sellers down here. And we don't even trade down into the high liquidity here. And then we see quite a few buyers starting to come back in. Now, I know what you mean by weak bottom and weak top, but I'm actually looking for a weak top up here. And I want to see the break here. All right, we're going to get our answer here. Okay, so I'm looking for them. I'm looking for these buyers, and we're looking for the break and the squeeze here. Okay, back up into our 45 level marked up here. 45, 46. Okay, well, at least we got up to 40 now, right? And I don't see a lot of buyers up here. That's not good. Okay, so this idea now, it can still hold true if we get buyers back up here, but it's not looking good now. This is our double top, and we're seeing buyers. They can't even make it here back to the top, and then we see sellers here. So actually, our idea is starting to shift here. We're looking for our sellers at the bottom edge here, and then the retest back down to some of these levels here. Let's see if if we've got enough sellers in here now. Trade back down into like 34, and then our 32 or swing down here, and our 30 liquidity is a nice target here. So we gave it a shot. We were looking for it. We didn't find them. Now we're looking for our sellers here. Okay, they broke this small swing here, and let's see if we can get them. Okay, again, retest back up. There's our exhaustion, there's our sellers. So I'm still looking for sellers here. Now to trade back down in 236. And we're not getting it. We're getting our buyers instead. Back up to the swing. Okay, interesting move in here. Okay. And now do we get buyers up here at the top edge? If we do, we're going to get a really nice squeeze. Yeah, we are. We're getting them. All right, so they've got it here. The buyers have it if they want to move it now. They've proved it. They're up here. They've bought up here, and they've got enough buying pressure, it looks like, to trade back up into our original idea. This was kind of a red herring here, but due to the double top in here, and we did see sellers break that small structure here. Okay, buyers came right back again, back up here, and now they're breaking it on high volume. It's pretty back and forth in here, but I would give the nod here to these buyers here. I think they've got it. Right, back up into 45 here. Yeah, this was tough. This was kind of a tough read in here. I mean, it actually looks picture perfect for sell side. You know, the only thing that's not really so good in here, there is one kind of caveat, is the relative volume of this here being pretty strong. But other than that, up in here, we just don't see it. So we were looking for the continuation here. And then yet we see that buyers did come back in and then start to push it here. Now let's take a look at maybe a price channel here. Another thing we're always looking at in the market structure is the angle and this, the steepness here and the volume within that those swings in here. Like right in here, I mean, look at this volume in this move here. It's not as compelling as the selling coming in. The selling was moving the market. The buyers in here are kind of struggling. That's the counter trend trade part. All right, let's take a look at our candles. How about that? Well, The candle would dictate if we can get back up here again on some buying up in here, we should continue higher. Right, we see that we're slightly breaking these highs. It's back and forth. Okay, we got wicks on both sides here. Okay, and it also is showing that we can trade back down to here pretty easily. This is the range so far. So that said, then range bound traders, you're looking for like this kind of move down into your 38 liquidity there. And a bit more. And let's see the push here. We're trading to the top of the range here, but let's take a look at the ES with the stops and icebergs in here. We haven't really seen. Now here's the big stop run here. Okay, right up in here, and the little one right here as well. Here we can put the stops and icebergs on chart. I love this. I love the way that the developers were able to do this here. Okay, so here's our stops and icebergs on chart. And I'm going to actually minimize them a little bit in here. Hold on a minute. Okay, we will show them both, but we use the automatic threshold here. All right, that'll help. All right, let's jump back. Okay, all right, so you range bound traders, not bad. Traded up to the top here, and we see the sellers come in and move it back down into these lower levels here. Okay, so you'd be targeting, well, you're getting down into that range now, and yeah, looking for maybe I'd still be targeting. It's going to break this trend line here, but down into this this liquidity down here, and where those buyers came in is right around here, 38 or so. Let's see here. Any updates on TraderMap Lite or TraderMap Pro? No slowdown. I mean, I'm not sure what you are looking for in terms of updates. They were just recently updated. If you mean the stops and icebergs, you can get it on just the on chart one. Here, and then for trading, oh, trading from those charts. Okay, not yet. I know. It's like it's important. They're working on it. It's a little more complex since we have the core development versus the add-ons development. But yeah, I can't wait to see that. Okay, all right, so let's take a look here now. We were not able to even muster the move back up to our 45 level. This has been the back and forth in here. So let's look. We're starting to get a break here. We're starting to show the offer here. We're looking for the sellers to come in now and move the market, right? So we're looking for sell side and then maybe small pullback right here, and then sellers again. Okay, so yeah, we're looking for sell side here, back down to the swing low. All right, so I think we got our answer here, and sellers coming in, and we're looking now for the move here and the trend start to unfold. Okay, so our market timing that we've been covering was it kind of did some of these things in here with that market timing, but it was not a full kind of reversal or anything. It was just a kind of counter trend pullback, and then we're looking for continuation now. Okay, so we're getting our answer here. Like I said, we never know, but this looks a lot better now that we've got an answer from the sell side. And we never know. I mean, like, what if we get back up above this 39 level on high volume on the buy side? Okay, let's take a look at our bigger picture in here. This was the move to the downside, and we talked about this being our zone. We traded into it. We're looking for some back and forth in here. We got it. Now we're looking for if we can get continuation and maybe go into lower levels here. The hourly is still holding true. We have the momentum on that hourly. So maybe this, next swing down here around 56.20 or, 56.14 or 5600, the figure somewhere in there. That'd be some pretty big moves. But that's what we're seeing here on the hourly. All right, now we're going to get our answer when we trade back down here around this 34.35 level. That's what we're going to look for. That well, first we got the break here, right? And you can see some of that volume in here, but bit of a pullback here. It's this swing here that we're talking about, okay? And we're looking for a pickup of volume below that. Okay, it's looking pretty good so far. This has just been a pullback. And we're looking for continuation now. This is a different move here than all of this back and forth chop in here. Okay, let's see it on the sell side. Let's see if we get right here some selling. There we go. Okay, sellers, let's see if you can now take it. We've rotated a few times, looking for the move back down into 34.35. And let's see if we can get the next leg to the downside. Okay, we're looking for a continuation move. And let's see, it's sellers right here. If we can, we got down to the level. Now we're looking for sellers to trade through it. Right? Let's jump back and let's see what this looks like here. This is what we're looking for here, right? And maybe we're not quite ready yet. Maybe we need a little bit more back and forth in here. But we're looking to look for the sellers to break that and then go down to the swing and these lower levels that we talked about over here on the hourly. So nice little pullback here, and looking for the sellers to roll back in here and then look for our continuation move here. I don't have the hero rainy days. Yeah, good to see you over here. Now you're on Discord, and as you were earlier in the YouTube channel. Again, this is an odd and tricky move. Like we said, we don't know, and this looked like the trending and continuation move, and then buyers come in like this. We're still in a downtrend though, and you know, this kind of back and forth in here. Well, it does make sense on the 15-minute chart. Okay, so back up above this range in here. This is kind of range bound area in here, back to this kind of 41, 42 area here. And then we'll see if we can have sellers looking for a retest back down to this 34, 35 level here, and then the break, right? And going with this momentum here, especially on the hourly here. And it's a tough one. I mean, like, and protect yourself. This was looking like the trending move here. And then everything is disrupted right here with the buyers coming in. And that's trading. We have European close coming up, so it's 11:15 East Coast time. They will be closing the market, London close, European close, about 15 minutes. London is a holiday today. That's right. That's right, Caesar. Yeah, thank you. Yeah. Well, just based on I mean, I know this is quite a bit of buying that came in, but based on these patterns in here, especially the momentum here on the higher time frame, I'm still looking for the sellers to roll in and retest back down here. And if they can on the third time, I think we got a break of it. Okay, so that's what we're looking for. Here they come. Now let's see the sellers really accelerate here. Here they are. Now the sellers should be able to take this down pretty hard. Yeah, it's really back and forth, guys. But like, again, like, we're still seeing more sellers here. There they go. Okay, now we're looking for an acceleration on the sell side through where these buyers came in, and heavy selling. Okay, there we go. That's what we're looking for. Now we're down to our 35 level, right? Remember, on this chart here. Okay, now we're looking for the break. Okay, this is our third attempt down here. We have lots of selling down here. Okay, so we are looking for the break. Okay, now they're pulling liquidity in here as well. Okay, we're getting a bit of a pullback. Okay, but we're looking for the sellers to roll in again and then break. Okay, here we go. And sellers should be able to break it at this point here and trade back down to 33. Well, 30 is what we're looking for, this liquidity down here. Very choppy session, and putting our or inputting our market timings in here as well. But we read the structure here on the way down, and know that the sellers are still in control, but we're looking for that pullback in here. And it was very choppy in here. We did get this pullback into 42. It did not come up to 45. And then we're still trying to read it, this back and forth in here. This was looking great for the break. buyers all of a sudden come back in, but sellers are here yet again, and now we're looking for the break. All right, so and this aligns also with some of this market timing and choppy trading here. Anyway, let's see here. Any other questions? And guys, over on YouTube, we're going to continue the discussion over in Discord. So thank you for coming. Please hit the like button, give us a like, subscribe to the channel, come over to the Discord channel. We're going to continue over there. You'll see us in the all markets room and partake in the discussion and look at some of the others. Not only comments and questions, but their content as well. Some really great traders over there and making some really good content of how they're reading the order flow. Like for example, let's see, it was Vale said you were short around 153 in here. Great, nice trade. So you were over in this area in here. Beautiful. Okay, so you've taken that down pretty nicely. Again, look at this move here. Like it's been, we still see more buyers in here. We trade into that high liquidity, but look at the steepness here. It's shallow. Now we don't know. We never know. All of a sudden, the buyers may come back in and really just overtake the market, come back up to 100 here. Okay. But if we see sellers roll back in here, we see exhaustion on the buy side up here. We see heavy liquidity. Maybe it transacts, but we see the sellers come back in on the other side. We're looking for it to trade back down to the range, 98 and 64, and then maybe down into 98 and 97.50. All right. So anyway, thanks everybody over on YouTube. We'll stop the stream over there. Please hit the like button. We'll see you same time tomorrow, and then you can come on over to the Discord channel if you want to continue. All right, thanks for coming.